Hi, I'm Sylvia and welcome to my channel. Today I'm speaking about Saturn in the second house. Whenever we hear about Saturn, or whenever people hear about Saturn in the second house, the first thing is panic. They are panicking because they think that having Saturn in the second house can mean that they will be poor, that they are doomed to be poor forever, that they will have only financial problems and financial blockages. And even they might think that they can have to pay some karma when it comes to money. But I think that Saturn many times is somehow misunderstood. Um, because Saturn is not only about karma, it's not only about um, having problems, blockages, poverty, and stuff like that. Yes, indeed, Saturn speaks about discipline. It speaks about um, having moderation, so doing something in a moderate way, not overdoing things. So obviously having Saturn in the second house means that you do need some discipline when it comes to your money. Overspending money or spending money without having a plan, or just buying, for example, things that you actually don't need, or um, having a very poor financial management can get you into troubles. That's very true. I'm not going to lie. But of course, having Saturn in the second house does not mean that you will be poor, okay? It does require some effort from you. It's true. That's very true. It does require some effort. It does require some discipline. But if you know how to manage your money, if you work hard for your money, if you put time and effort into making money, and having a good financial management can actually make you gain money. So basically, Saturn in the second house means that you have to be a bit careful. That's true. But from a psychological point of view, it's very it's very clear, and most of the times that you might be very afraid, or you can have a lot of fears when it comes to money. And you might have the fear of poverty or about losing money, and you can be the type of person who can play a lot on the safe side, basically. So um, you might be afraid, for example, if you want to start a business, let's say, you might be afraid that you will not be able, or you don't have the ability or the skills to have your own business or to manage your own business. So from this point of view, yes, if you are driven, or you let your fears drive you, then obviously you will have some blockages indeed. But you have to understand that many times these blockages are, first of all, psychological blockages. And the second house doesn't only speak about having money or making money or having possessions, assets, and so on, but it also speaks about your value, how you value yourself. It speaks about your self-esteem, self-worth. And it can also be very possible that you have a very low self-esteem, self-worth, deep down on a psychological level. With Saturn in the second house can mean that actually deep, somewhere on a very deep, profound level, you might feel like you do not deserve to have money. Maybe you grew up in a family where you know you never had money. Basically, your family always struggled financially. And sometimes this can be the case. For example, for someone who has Saturn in the second house, you come from a family who has struggled financially a lot. Maybe your parents, when you wanted something like a toy, they always told you, oh, I'm not going to buy this toy for you because we don't have money. And the indirect message that you can get from your family is the fact that you don't deserve, or there are more important things than you. There are more important things than, for example, satisfying your needs. For example, satisfying the need of having a toy, for example. And you can also grow up with this poor mentality, or your family um, educated you in such a manner that you just have this poor mentality and you just don't know how, and you think that you cannot achieve financial abundance in this lifetime. So from this point of view, yes, again, you have a psychological blockage based on your early experiences. But Saturn in the second house doesn't necessarily mean that you will be poor your whole life, even if you, for example, might have experienced some financial problems when you were a lot younger, when you were a child, for example. So, my first advice for you, if you have Saturn in the second house, is the fact that um, work on your self esteem, um, and work on your inner blockages when it comes to money. Yes, from this point of view, it is essential to work on that. But you can, like I said, you can make money, you can have a good life, okay? You can make very good money, you can become wealthy if you want. And it's not going to be very easy. It's not like the money will just, I don't know, just fall into your lap. That's not going to happen with Saturn in the second house, that's for sure. So, like I said, you need to work hard for that money. That money won't come easily, and usually it comes slowly. So it's a slow process. But you also need to work or have a very good financial plan or a business plan. For example, if you want to own your own business, for example. And like I said before, you need to be disciplined. You need to put a lot of time and effort into money. And definitely, if you think that you can jump, for example, in a scheme that would make you money very easily, I'm afraid that's not going to be the right scheme for you, because Saturn doesn't work like that when it is in the second house. So, in case you're wondering how you can work with your Saturn in the second house, then you can make a lot of money, or you can earn money when, for example, you have a business or work in a business. Usually it's a more traditional kind of business, or when you work, for example, in the construction field, or you can have your own construction business, or you can earn more money if, for example, you work in a company, in a big company, being the CEO of a company, or working in the management field, or being the manager of a company that can bring you money as well. Even anything that's related to management can make you money. Or for example, even the educational field can be something that can make you money, or bring you money. Or for example, in what else, trading or security, working in everything that is related to security that can also bring you money. But like I said before, you need to put a lot of effort and time and work hard for it. And even if you, for example, choose to own your own business, it's very important for you to keep in mind that you always need a very good long-term strategy, and all the moves that you make need to be very well calculated, and you need to understand that everything you do is going to be a slow process. But Saturn does get easier as time passes by, and the more experience you have, and usually you will see very good results after the age of 35, 36. This is when you will see uh, most of your success, or success is going to be achieved easier after the age of 36. And this is because Saturn matures at the age of 36. Another important thing that I want to speak about Saturn in the second house is that actually a lot of rich people have Saturn in the second house, but they do tend to be very conservative about their money, and they live a very modest life. They don't live a very luxurious life. They are not overspenders, and for them the most important thing is actually that financial security, that financial comfort, and just the simple thought of having loads of money in the bank, or having many assets, or owning many properties or businesses is it gives them that feeling of financial security, which is fundamental for them. And it's very possible that people, whether they are rich or not, and they have Saturn in the second house, they do need that financial security in their life as well. So this is actually my interpretation of this, of Saturn in the second house. Thank you for watching my video, and I will see you next time. Bye.